You're listening to the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network, home of the #1 sports talk show on the planet.
This is Sports Talk with Hot Sauce, Texas Pete Hot Sauce, the Doug Stewart Show.
Broadcasting live Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Time, exclusively on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network. Follow Stewart Media and Entertainment right now on Facebook and stay connected and locked in for upcoming events like the Couples and Cocktails series, viewing parties, and much, much more. Up next, The Doug Stewart Show, Sports Talk with Hot Sauce.
Yeah!
Exclusively on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network.
Fantasy sports fans are winning huge cash prizes every day at DraftKings.com, America's favorite place to play daily fantasy sports. Daily fantasy means no season-long commitments. Play whenever you want. Just pick your sport and draft your team. It's like a new season every time you play, so you're never stuck with the same players. Last year, $300 million were won at DraftKings.com, and you could be next to win big. Go to DraftKings.com now and enter promo code STEW to play for free. That's STEW for free entry now at DraftKings.com. Also, if you use promo code STEW, DraftKings will match your initial deposit up to $600. Deposit $600, play with $1,200. DraftKings.com, promo code STEW. This your boy Doug Stewart for my folks at System 5 Electronics. They're proud to offer my listeners here in the Metro Atlanta area all the way down to Macon, Georgia, the most affordable home security monitoring systems, featuring smart solutions for that busy lifestyle you lead for as low as $16.50 per month. Here's some of the reasons why you should choose System 5.
Hi, I'm Maceo Brown, President and CEO of System 5 Electronics. We take pride in making sure that security is the #1 thing that we do. And thanks to you, the customer that has supported us, we have grown this company in Southwest Atlanta, where we're creating jobs and opportunities.
Not only is their monitoring station here in Atlanta, but they also install the most advanced, up-to-date alarm systems where you can access cameras, lights, door locks, thermostats, and other devices remotely with your smartphone. 24/7 technical support, plus the lowest service call fees in the business. And check this, you own the security alarm system once it's installed. And you get direct access to the owner if you ever got a problem, Mr. Maceo Brown. Click on the banner on the Doug Stewart Show website or app for more details, or give them a call at 404-756-0736. Again, that's 404-756-0736, or online at System5ElectronicsInc.com. That's System5ElectronicsInc.com.
The blind stares of a million pairs of eyes, looking hard but won't realize that they will never see.
The puppetry must stop. We are for real around here. The trillest sports talk show in America. The Doug Stewart Show. Yes! What's happening? Yeah, it's your boy Doug Stewart. Thank you so much for joining me on this Tight to Death Tuesday, man. Yeah. Thank you. Yes! Ooh! I feel good. Like James Brown was up in here, man. Yeah, once again, thank you so much for joining your boy on the Doug Stewart Show. This is a Tight to Death Tuesday, March 3rd, 2015. And, man, I just thought about it. We've flown through January and February, and we're already into the Ides of March. Yes. College basketball, the tournament right around the corner. So we're going to start getting hot and heavy into college basketball here pretty soon. But what we do on this show every day, Monday through Friday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., is have fun, talk about these sports. I mean, we're heavy football. I mean, because I just think that's what the listener to this show comes to expect. Heavy football, heavy basketball, whatever's in the news, that's what we do on the Doug Stewart Show. So, listen, yesterday I really, I guess started a campaign for you to go and give me some ratings on iTunes and review the show as well, preferably 5 stars. And, man, great first day of that. I thank you very much. But if you haven't done it yet, man, make sure you take just a second, to go to iTunes and rate the show, preferably 5 stars once again, and give us a quick review. And, all it has to be is 1 or 2 words, and I really would appreciate it. Shouts out to all of my folks already in the chat room. Gary Joyner, Jersey Vern, JB Jennings, Cedric Galloway, Juan Cruz, King 50. Who else we got here? King 50 again, OG Dion. Thank y'all so much for being interactive. And that's the way you do it. Follow the show on Spreaker.com. Jump in the chat room and be totally interactive. That's a good thing. All right, so what are we going to talk about today, man? A couple little stories out there in the world of sports. MJ is just freaking paid. Yeah. Guys franchised or not in the NFL. James Harden has to sit out a game. We'll talk about that. Ooh, I got some late news on Aaron Hernandez, and we really haven't been talking about that on the show. But, yeah, there's some new developments, man. This dude, I mean, he was running wild. He was off the chain. I mean, it's crazy. Now, all of this is alleged, but we'll talk about it. But it seems pretty closed and shut and closed type situation to me, dealing with this Aaron Hernandez story. So we'll talk about that. Manny Pacquiao, Mayweather makes some news a little bit. And a Georgia player, man, does a real noble thing. So we'll get to all of those topics today. But let me start off here. And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. So, obviously, I'm in media. Have been for over, I don't know, what's this, 2015? This is like my 14th year in this industry. And so what I do is, like most of you do, I kind of like flip around on the radio and on TV and see what people are talking about. See what people are discussing around the water cooler, whatever's trending. That's what I kind of like, pay attention for. So I listen to entertainment shows. I listen to sports talk shows. And so today, I'm jumping around on the radio like I do every day and just hearing, takes what people have to say. And I hear, and he's going to remain nameless, I hear this lame Larry is what I call him. I hear this lame Larry on radio just killing Jameis Winston because he's trademarked famous Jameis. Yeah, and this guy's just killing him. How dare he? That shows where his head is at. He's not concerned about football. All he's concerned about is his brand, and we've seen this before, and it's not a good sign. What do you mean it's not a good sign? Okay, and I said I wasn't going to go crazy this morning, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. I said I was going to keep my calm about this, but a lot of times things like this just piss me off, and this is why you need the Doug Stewart Show. This specific reason right here. So this cat, and I mean, he's like a national guy. This cat is just killing Jameis Winston, talking about his character, this, that, and the other, because Jameis Winston has filed a trademark on the name Famous Jameis. Now, that's his nickname. That's what they've been calling him. And I guess it rhymes or whatever. He's not, Tom Brady or anything. He hadn't done a lot yet, technically football-wise, especially in the NFL. But, it's cute. It rhymes, Famous Jameis. It's simple. And so this guy's going on and on and on and on and on. He's done with Jameis Winston. And I say to myself, man, this is why you need the Doug Stewart Show. First of all, a couple of things. Jameis Winston has been pimped for the last 2 years by the NCAA, for the most part, Florida State, the bookstore at Florida State in general, have been making money off of Jameis Winston. So now, Jameis Winston wants to capitalize on his celebrity. It's a problem. Now it's a problem. Because Jameis Winston wants to make a couple of duckies at some point down the road on his name and his likeness, it's a problem. That's BS. Second of all, the biggest thing you got to remember about this whole thing is that the way the world works right now in the internet, the interweb, is he's got to take possession of this name before some fool on the street, some Tom, Dick, or Harry does. Okay? And then what will happen down the road is if somebody takes the name before he does and registers the name before he does or takes the URL or whatever before he does, then he's got to come up with a bootleg Famous Jameis name. You know, he's got to add Famous Jameis or the real Famous Jameis. And that's not cool. You want it in its simplest form. That's what this is about. This is about business. In the same way that Jay-Z talks about, I'm a businessman, not just a businessman. This is what this young man is doing. All right? He's taking control of his own destiny. And the last thing about this that's really obvious, but some people just because of their hate want to take jabs at this kid is, I'm going to guess. I'm going to say I'm 90%, 95% sure that Jameis Winston didn't even come up with this on his own. He's got people now, okay? He's got managers, he's got agents, he's got lawyers that look out for him in this regard. So chances are that this didn't even come from Jameis Winston. It's somebody that he's paying good money to advise him. Yeah, to advise him. And it really just pisses me off, man. You're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. It really just pisses me off. I mean, come on, man. Come on. And we don't know if this is an indicator of how good of a football player he's going to be in the NFL. We don't know. Of course we don't know. This is business, man. So you like for people just to get pimped, to continue to get pimped. That's not cool. I mean, that's not cool. Not where I'm from. It's not cool. This man is trying to make some dollars. Everybody else has been making dollars on him over the last couple of years, and he does something to help put eventually, hopefully, a couple of dollars in his pocket, and you got a problem with it? Miss me with that. Miss me with that BS, man. And this is why you need the Doug Stewart Show. And you know what, man? All right, we're going to have a little fun with this today. You're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. We're going to have a little fun with this today. Kind of in honor of Jameis Winston, trademarking Famous Jameis. Top 5 NFL nicknames of all time. That's what we're going to do. Top 5 NFL nicknames of all times. Yeah, because we're going to have fun on this show. We're going to keep it real. All right? And, you know, you keep listening to the lame Larrys if you want. I mean, that same rhetoric that you hear across the board. You go ahead and keep listening to that crap. From a dude that probably never put on a jock strap in his life. Throwing shade on this guy. For what? Yeah. All right, we get back from the break. I'll tell you my 5th best nickname of all time in the NFL, and also MJ is his age. He is. Yeah, Michael Jordan is paid. And so we'll talk about that story. I'm sure you've heard about it, but we'll do that on the Doug Stewart Show. The number is 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Jump in the chat room, man. Let me get your thoughts on the realest, trillest, most unfiltered sports talk show in America, The Doug Stewart Show. First of all, thank you for listening to The Doug Stewart Show. Now, if you've been listening for a while, you know that we've grown exponentially over the first couple of months. Whether that's listens, whether that's followers, we're blowing up, and you can be a part of it. If you have a company out there and you like to promote on The Doug Stewart Show, we'd love to partner with you. Here's what you do. Email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Once again, that's doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Whether that's locally, regionally, or nationally, we can get the word out. What you're talking about is middle-aged dudes that love sports and love exciting sports talk. Once again, email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. That's doug@thedougstewartshow.com, and we will put you out there, all right? That's doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Let's do some business. Yes! The Doug Stewart Show. The place where the real players play.
We're sorry, the number you have dialed is not in service.
The Doug Stewart Show.
That's a brand name. Like Pepsi, that's a brand name. I stand behind it. I guarantee it.
The Doug Stewart Show. If you ain't stewing, what the hell are you doing? Yeah! This your boy Doug Stewart for my folks at System 5 Electronics. They're proud to offer my listeners here in the Metro Atlanta area all the way down to Macon, Georgia, the most affordable home security monitoring systems, featuring smart solutions for that busy lifestyle you lead for as low as $16.50 per month. Here's some of the reasons why you should choose System 5.
Hi, I'm Maceo Brown, President and CEO of System 5 Electronics. We take pride in making sure that security is the number one thing that we do. And thanks to you, the customer that has supported us, we have grown this company in Southwest Atlanta, where we're creating jobs and opportunities.
Not only is their monitoring station here in Atlanta, but they also install the most advanced, up-to-date alarm systems where you can access cameras, lights, door locks, thermostats, and other devices remotely with your smartphone. 24/7 technical support, plus the lowest service call fees in the business. And check this, you own the security alarm system once it's installed. And you get direct access to the owner if you ever got a problem, Mr. Maceo Brown. Click on the banner on the Doug Stewart Show website or app for more details, or give them a call at 404-756-0736. Again, that's 404-756-0736, or online at System5electronicsinc.com. That's System5electronicsinc.com. Welcome back to the Doug Stewart Show. March 3rd, 2015. Hey, did y'all stay up and watch my little Bubba last night do his thing on the Countdown show? I watched like 30 minutes. I had to go, man. I had to go. But I think he's going to do it again tonight, so check it out on Fox's Countdown show. 9 p.m. West Coast time, 12 midnight East Coast time. All right, and that's on FS1. This is the Doug Stewart Show, and it's a Tight to Death Tuesday. Talk about the top 5 nicknames of all times in honor of this little thing out there, this little story out there about Jameis Winston, man. He's going to trademark or copyright famous Jameis, spelled his way, Jameis, or, that's not a real popular name. I don't know too many people named Jameis, but he's going to trademark it, man. And I applaud the young man. I mean, for getting ahead of this thing before somebody steals it, trademarks it before him. And you got these haters out there that want the man just to work for free for the rest of his life and not capitalize on his brand or his likeness. That's ridiculous to me. This segment is brought to you by System 5 Electronics. They're proud to offer my listeners in the Atlanta area the most affordable home security monitoring systems, featuring smart solutions for your busy lifestyle for as little as $16.50 per month. All right? They've been around for almost 25 years. I mean, great company, fantastic company. Well, they've actually been around over 25 years now. Once they install your alarm system, you own it forever. The owner, Mr. Maceo Brown. Yeah, if you ever got a problem, the owner, Maceo Brown, will take care of you. You got to tell them that the Doug Stewart Show sent you. Check them out online at System5electronicsinc.com. Once again, that's System5electronicsinc.com. And also, man, when you get a second, go on iTunes and give your boy 5 stars. I can't keep mentioning this because the new people that catch on to the show because of your star ratings, I don't want to I don't want them to hear me tell you to keep promoting it and shilling for the show. So, yeah, definitely go on iTunes, man. Give me 5 stars. I'd appreciate it. And tell people in a little, I guess, a rating or review that you like the Doug Stewart Show. 404-382-0338 is the number to the show. You can also email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. And I know you've seen this story, man, but Michael Jordan is the first official billionaire athlete in the world. Wow. Forbes magazine revealed its 29th annual World Billionaires list, and Michael Jordan made the cut for the first time with an estimated net worth of $1 billion. Jordan qualifies as the 1,741st richest person in the world, the magazine said. Now, it's believed, it's kind of like the breakdown is he gets like $100 million in royalties from Nike's Air Jordan, the Jordan sneakers. And then, he's got all these other little things. What, he markets some draws. Was it Fruit of the Loom? He markets draws. He does Gatorade. He does a bunch of stuff. And I don't know what other business holdings he has. The biggest thing that he has, though, is the Charlotte Hornets. And so I don't think he has, I know he doesn't. He doesn't have $1 billion liquid, but the team is valued at $700 million. I think he has an 80% stake in the team. And you know what happened to NFL or NBA values last year after Donald Sterling sold the team for $2 billion. Okay, the Los Angeles Clippers, Steve Ballmer. So they're estimating that the Clippers or the Hornets right now are worth $700 million, and so he's got another $300 million, I guess, liquid, and Michael Jordan is officially a billionaire. Wow. You come a long way, bruh. You come a long way from the little teeny-weeny, incy little gold chains you used to work when you were at North Carolina and in the dunk contest in the NBA. You came a long way, man. Michael Jeffrey Jordan. Now, I don't know, and Tree, get on the mic here for a second, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. Tree, get on the mic. Hello.
Hey, good morning.
Hey, okay, so I don't know if we were talking about it. I didn't think that Jordan was the first billionaire ever in sports, but that apparently is the case.
That sounds absurd, but yes.
I mean, wouldn't you think that maybe some soccer player, one of those Ronaldo guys or whatever from Europe or whatever, would have made so much money in soccer and then invested that in, I don't know, investments or whatever and made $1 billion, but I guess not.
Yeah, I asked you because I was surprised to hear that. It just doesn't seem right.
Yeah. How much you think he got to, and we were also talking about Juanita. I mean, did she get like a lump settlement or what?
So the last time, because she's been really private about everything, but it's the last time she spoke with anyone, like on record, she spoke to the ChicagoBusiness.com website, and she received $168 million in a settlement.
That's all?
That's what I said, too. Like, when you were used to living a certain lifestyle, but she said in the article that she kind of scaled back on her living situation, especially because her children were older. But something else she said that I thought was interesting. She said that when the kids were growing up, and you talked about this the other day, that all of the coaches on the teams that they played for wanted them to wear number 23, but she was adamant that that was not going down.
Right, yeah. Yeah, in the father's footsteps and the father's shadow. That's not a good thing. Yeah.
Like, she's really protective of her children. But, yeah, she got $168 million in a settlement. I'm sure she has investments. And
well, maybe it has something to do with the fact that that's not liquid. I mean, the team value is not liquid like I talked about a little bit earlier. Maybe once again, he has $300 million liquid, and that's what the judge and the courts ruled on. I mean, I think that sounds right. And I'm not an attorney or a lawyer or a judge, obviously, but if she only got $168 million, because everybody in America thought, and I did too until you just told me that she got half of his net worth. So at that time, we're talking $800 million, so $400, $500 million, but I guess not.
He had some really good attorneys, And she said they still talk, but all they talk about is the children. Like, they don't have any other words for each other. That makes me sad.
Yeah, I've been there, done that. Definitely. All right, Tree, thank you. The number is 404-382-0338. You can also email me at Doug@theDougStewartShow.com. What are your thoughts on Jameis Winston filing this trademark? And also, in honor of Jameis Winston, kind of, sort of, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart filing this trademark on the name Famous Jameis. Top 5 NFL nicknames of all times. All right, so let me kind of give you a background of how I came up with my list. My list has something to do because there's a lot of nicknames out there, and a lot of them really don't have anything to do with the style of play or something about their game. For example, Ed Too Tall Jones. I got that on my honorable mention list just to throw that out there. Ed Too Tall Jones, he was tall, but that really had nothing to do with his game on the field. He was a fantastic player, defensive lineman for the Dallas Cowboys, for the Greenhorns out there that don't know. But that nickname really has nothing to do. That's more so with his stature, but nothing to do with his game on the field. So all of my top 5 guys are their names are indicative of something about their game on the field. So coming in at number 5 on my list of top 5 NFL nicknames of all times is Beast Mode. Yes! Marshawn Lynch comes in at number 5. And it was funny when most people that know anything about Madden started hearing that nickname thrown around for Beast Mode, and it was after one of those runs where he ran over like 4 or 5 defensive players a couple of years ago, and instantly, like, somebody gave him the name Beast Mode, and that was, like, perfect. Because if you played Madden, you remember back in the day, and listen, I haven't played Madden in, 8, 9 years. I retired, like, in 2004. But if you remember on Madden, they had a button where if your running back got the ball and there was somebody in front of him, you'd hit the button, and it might have been the X button. Now, I am a Madden champion, okay? So, I mean, I know what I'm talking about. But you hit this button, and the running back lowered their shoulder and just, like, trucked the dude. And that's just such a perfect name for Marshawn Lynch based on what he's done over the last couple of years. Beast Mode. Coming in at number 5 on my top 5 NFL nicknames of all times. The number to the show is 404-382-0338. You can also email me at Doug@theDougStewartShow.com. What are your thoughts as far as favorite NFL nicknames of all time as well? From King Kane, calm down, Doug. You getting your pressure up. Ha ha. It's really not funny, man. And my wife sent me a text. She did. She sent me a text during the break. Like, man, listen. You got to go get your physical soon. Chill. And my wife talks to me like that. But, yeah, it's okay. Talking about that Jameis Winston thing a little bit earlier, it just pisses me off, man. It just pisses me off that that my voice and people that share the same sentiments are so lacking in media. Where people are going to keep it real and challenge the status quo. And these cats just got the authority just to say any old crazy-ass thing. They do. And if you're just joining me, man, I went off on kind of a tirade, a little mini tirade in the first segment about this sports talk guy just going off on Jameis Winston like he did something wrong, with trademarking his damn likeness and his brand, his nickname. It's just tomfoolery. K-Love, all college players are pimp. William Mack, Manziel did the same thing with Johnny Football, no outrage. I'm not going to say there wasn't outrage. I just don't remember. But it was all in the same category, in the same family as, Johnny Manziel. He's braggadocious. How dare he do something like that? So I don't remember there not being any outrage. I do remember people, commenting about it and talking about it. Niner for life. Did anyone call out Manziel? And that's what we just talked about. I'm not sure exactly. I'm pretty sure that someone did call out Manziel. I just don't remember, to be honest with you. KC, they got mad at RG3. If you don't make money off your name, someone else will. And that's exactly right. If this guy doesn't do it at this point, it's going to be too late very, very soon. It's business. Okay? He's got advisors telling him he should do this. Rough Buff. As much as Sterling hate black people, he made MJ a billionaire when he forced the sale of the team. That's called karma. Yeah. KC, MJ had some damn good lawyers. He gave his ex-wife $168 million, and he still became a billionaire. Yes, Lord. Yes, sir. Michael Jeffrey Jordan. Wow. Incredible. All right, when we get back from the break, man, franchised or not franchised, we'll kind of go over the list of NFL players that were tagged or not tagged on yesterday. And we'll read chat and keep doing what we do. This is the Doug Stewart Show. This your boy Doug Stewart for my folks at System 5 Electronics. They're proud to offer my listeners here in the Metro Atlanta area all the way down to Macon, Georgia, the most affordable home security monitoring systems, featuring smart solutions for that busy lifestyle you lead for as low as $16.50 per month. Here's some of the reasons why you should choose System 5.
Hi, I'm Maceo Brown, President and CEO of System 5 Electronics. We take pride in making sure that security is the number one thing that we do. And thanks to you, the customer that has supported us, we have grown this company in Southwest Atlanta, where we're creating jobs and opportunities.
Not only is their monitoring station here in Atlanta, but they also install the most advanced, up-to-date alarm systems where you can access cameras, lights, door locks, thermostats, and other devices remotely with your smartphone. 24/7 technical support, plus the lowest service call fees in the business. And check this. You own the security alarm system once it's installed. And you get direct access to the owner if you ever got a problem, Mr. Maceo Brown. Click on the banner on the Doug Stewart Show website or app for more details, or give them a call at 404-756-0736. Again, that's 404-756-0736, or online at System5electronicsinc.com. That's System5electronicsinc.com.
The best of the Doug Stewart Show.
I'd been talking about red rice, frogmore stew. Another one on the list, on number 13 on this list, is peanuts taste better boiled. Yes. And as God is my witness, my wife did not know people boiled peanuts and ate them. She did not. My wife's from Ohio. And yes, boiled peanuts, if cooked right, are the bomb.
Sports talk. Straight, no chaser.
All right, so I got to clear something up. and I don't even know why anybody's mind would even work like this, but evidently it's becoming a topic of conversation. In the last segment, I was talking about boiled peanuts, okay, that come from out of the ground, not boiled peanuts. And so, evidently there's some talk in the chat room about Doug talking about boiled man parts. No, peanuts. I'm trying to say it as slow as I can. Peanuts, okay? What is it, P-E-A-N-U-T-S? Peanuts. No, man, not boiled peanuts. Come on, man. And I see Vern in here. Damn you, Vern. Ugh. Y'all know what the hell I was saying. This is the Doug Stewart Show. This is your folk, Doug Stewart. Want to protect you and your family from life's unexpected mishaps? Then join 7. Join 7 is a prepaid legal company under the umbrella of the Protection Group. Join 7 is the only group benefit or motor club in the U.S. that offers auto reimbursement coverage, key replacement coverage, roadside assistance, gives you a current Medi-File, prescription savings, and fully encompassed prepaid legal benefits that include identity theft. They got your back. The average combined cost to purchase these benefits individually is over $850 a year. Join today and take advantage of all 7 for $17 a month. They've been around for over 20 years, so check them out by clicking on the banner link on my page, thedougstewartshow.com, or the app. Just go ahead and join 7. So right now, I imagine myself at the middle school dance doing the Steve Martin. Remember Steve Martin? Ooh, I used to kill that. Ooh, kill him. Ooh. This is the Doug Stewart Show. Right now I'm doing the Steve Martin studio. This is the Doug Stewart Show, man. It is a tight to death Tuesday. And we're doing what we do every single day, man. Have a lot of fun talking about these sports, the little sports stories out there. Hit me up at 404-382-0338. You can also email me at Doug at thedougstewartshow.com. Jump in the chat room, though, man. Shouts out to everybody in the chat room having a good time. It's like a party. It's like you at that middle school dance doing Steve Martin. So follow the show on Spreaker.com. Then jump in the chat room and be totally interactive. Also, one other thing I got to ask you to do is to download my app. That's right. You can find the app in the iTunes store. Once again, earlier, I asked you to give your boy 5 stars and a good rating. Doesn't have to be a long rating, 1, 2, 3 words, and that'll suffice. That will work. And today we're also talking about the top 5 NFL nicknames of all time. Kind of got that question talking a little bit about Jameis Winston. He's going to trademark famous Jameis. So number 5 on my list was Beast Mode. Marshawn Lynch. Number 4 on my list is the Nigerian Nightmare. Christian Okoye. Running back for the Kansas City Chiefs. And we had a conversation a while back about Christian Okoye. I can't exactly remember how it came up, but I brought up his name. Oh, I know what it was. We had on Steve Atwater. Yeah, Steve Atwater was on the show, and everybody remembers that big hit that Atwater put on Christian Okoye. And before that had happened, like, Christian Okoye was like, not even human. He was like some type of android or something like that, some space alien, to think that somebody would take up or take on Christian Okoye that high like Atwater did. But, yeah, Christian Okoye, for people that don't know, don't remember him, Nigerian, obviously. He was Nigerian, running back, played for the Kansas City Chiefs. And I'm going to guess, I'm not even looking at it, that he was, 6 feet tall and like 270 pounds. Yeah, but very athletic and would just crush people, would just run people the freak over. And that's what Christian Okoye did. And that nickname was just, it was so perfect because he was a nightmare to linebackers, defensive backs, and safeties. So once again, the way I'm coming up with my favorite or top 5 NFL nicknames of all time is it kind of applies to their character, the way they played the game on the field perfectly. So number 5, I got Beast Mode. Number 4, I got the Nigerian Nightmare, Christian Okoye. All right, 404-382-0338. What are your thoughts on that? Hit me in the chat room on Spreaker.com. So yesterday, NFL teams had to give the franchise tag to one player. They had the ability to give it to one player on their team if they liked. And what the franchise tag is, for people that don't know, is it's the average salary of the top 5 players at your position in the NFL. It's kind of a way, if you got more than one fantastic player, you might sign one and you might have to tag the other one so that he doesn't, leave as a free agent and go to another team. I mean, too big of an asset for you to lose. And so a couple of noteworthy guys that got tagged. Justin Houston, speaking of Kansas City linebacker for the Kansas City Chiefs. Bebe, Demaryius Thomas, Denver Bronco wide receiver. Dez Bryant, we all knew about that. That was going to happen with the Dallas Cowboys. Jason Pierre-Paul, defensive end for the Giants. And also Steven Gronkowski, that's right, the kicker for the New England Patriots, which is no big deal because he's a kicker, so it's going to be around $4.5 million, not a big deal at all. The big thing and the big news that came out of yesterday was some guys that weren't tagged. Ndamukong Suh for the Detroit Lions, and simply put, it's just because he cost too damn much. Like, Ndamukong Suh is pretty much, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, he's like priced himself out of being paid. I mean, he's too good. He's too good to get paid. You're talking $26 million it would have been to tag this guy. So it's going to be very interesting, man, to see who wants to spend the type of money it's going to take to get Ndamukong Suh. The Detroit Lions are still going to try to do it. They're going to try to match offers, and I think there's a cutoff date I don't remember exactly when, and I'm sorry I don't know that date, but there's a cutoff date to where if he receives an offer that they can match it. So they want to keep him, and it sounds like they want to keep him, but the man is just too good. So shouts out to him, man. And I mentioned it yesterday, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. I mean, I would love for the Falcons to pick up Donkey Kong Sue. I would love for them to do that, man. You talking about changing the culture of your team and adding some much-needed toughness. I think he would do that to any team, much less the Falcons. But in particular, if the Falcons could get Ndamukong Suh, a.k.a. Donkey Kong Sue, as Cam Newton put it, that would be fantastic. Julius Thomas, the defensive or the tight end for the Denver Broncos. DeMarco Murray is another big name. And I've said it before, man, I'm very scared of DeMarco Murray and giving him a lot of money, man, because this dude has just had nagging injury after nagging injury his entire career, even going back to college. He had an ACL, and he's real knock-kneed and look kind of like fragile looking to me. And last year, and pretty much he made it through the year injury-free, had a banner year, the biggest year for a Cowboy rusher of all time, I believe. I believe he passed Emmitt Smith as far as single-season yardage. And I mean, hey, he's a good back. He's a very good back, obviously. But a couple of things you got to factor in is he is part of a big three with Tony Romo, who had the best year that he's ever had. He is playing with another receiver, another part of that big three in Dez Bryant. And he probably has the top 1-2 offensive lines in the league. And it kind of reminds me a little bit of when Emmitt was there, when Emmitt had that great line. Like, DeMarco Murray isn't that dynamic to me. He isn't that elusive to me. You know, he's not a guy that really has a lot of shimmy, we used to call it. He doesn't have a lot of shimmy and a lot of shake and make guys miss. He runs through holes. He's like a one-cut runner, okay? He's like a one-cut back runner, and that's it. He's not dynamic like Barry Sanders or anybody like that. You know, he's just not. O.J. Simpson, he's just not. So, I mean, buyer beware about DeMarco Murray. I mean, that's just my personal opinion. Randall Cobb, the slot receiver for the Green Bay Packers. Jeremy Maclin from Philadelphia. Were also some other guys that were not franchise tagged. So, yeah, you'd like to add a nice little receiver to your team, and Randall Cobb or Jeremy Maclin. That would be a power move. That would definitely be a power move. What are your thoughts on DeMarco Murray if you're a Cowboy fan? Like, do you think that you should do whatever it takes to re-sign this guy and keep him on your team? Are you a DeMarco Murray fan? And maybe it's just me, and I am somewhat of a Dallas Cowboy hater. I guess you could term me. But, yeah, I mean, he had a great year. But you better be careful. You better be careful. I'm going to guess that he probably hasn't played too many injury-free years since he's been in the NFL. Just buyer beware. Yeah, buyer beware on DeMarco Murray. Let me read some more of this chat here. And the number to the show is 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com from Quasatico Haduchu. Okay, I'm pretty sure I'm butchering that name, and I'm sorry. I'm just going to call you Q, bruh. Thank you so much, Q, for commenting in the chat room. What about Staubach? Roger the Dodger? That's a good one. I got Roger the Dodger on my honorable mention. William Mack, top 5, The Juice, Sweetness, Night Train Lane, Neon Dion, Mean Joe, honorable mention, The Refrigerator, The Playmaker, Joe Cool, Tom Terrific, The Sheriff, Jesus in Cleats. Who was Jesus in Cleats? You got me on that one, bruh. You got me on that one. Jesus in Cleats. I don't know. K-Love, Sweetness, The Assassin, Broadway Joe, Joe Cool, and Flash. Ron Fisher says Refrigerator Perry, Sweetness, The Juice. Primetime, The Playmaker, Broadway Joe. Rough Buff, Sweetness, minus his kangaroo shoe deal. Laugh Out Loud, Refrigerator Perry, The Juice, Before the Bodies. Oh, my gosh, here you go. A-Train James and Broadway Joe. All right, so those are some choices for top 5 NFL nicknames of all time. I'll tell you who I got at number 3, and it's all about your perspective. I mean, there's been a lot of great ones. Mine are all tied to, I guess, their characteristics and the way they played the game. That's how I came up with my list of top 5 NFL nicknames of all time. So we'll still do that when we get back from the break. I'll read more of your chat, and let's talk a little bit about James Harden, man. He's going to get dinged because he dinged somebody in the ding-ding. You know what I mean. Don't go away, the Doug Stewart Show. You've been thinking about starting that online store, right? And you do know e-commerce makes billions a year. That's right. I said billions with a B, okay? A B. Well, just do it and do it right with my friends at AmeriCommerce. AmeriCommerce is an easy-to-use tool to sell anything online, on Facebook, and through mobile phones. Over 100,000 merchants and website owners have chosen AmeriCommerce to handle their stores and customers. They have the most in-depth features in the industry, which include multiple storefronts, website management from one console, a Facebook shopping application, a mobilized, optimized website, and much more. Don't let eBay, Amazon, and Zappos get all the money. Get your piece of the pie, too. Click on their banner link on thedougstewartshow.com or the app link for more details. First of all, thank you for listening to The Doug Stewart Show. Now, if you've been listening for a while, you know that we've grown exponentially over the first couple of months. Whether that's listens, whether that's followers, we're blowing up, and you can be a part of it. If you have a company out there and you like to promote on The Doug Stewart Show, we'd love to partner with you. Here's what you do. Email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Once again, that's doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Whether that's locally, regionally, or nationally, we can get the word out. What you're talking about is middle-aged dudes that love sports and love exciting sports talk. Once again, email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. That's doug@thedougstewartshow.com, and we will put you out there, all right? That's doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Let's do some business. Yes! Fantasy sports fans are winning huge cash prizes every day at DraftKings.com. America's favorite place to play daily fantasy sports. Daily fantasy means no season-long commitments. Play whenever you want. Just pick your sport and draft your team. It's like a new season every time you play, so you're never stuck with the same players. Last year, $300 million were won at DraftKings.com, and you could be next to win big. Go to DraftKings.com now and enter promo code STU to play for free. That's STU for free entry now at DraftKings.com. Also, if you use promo code STU, DraftKings will match your initial deposit up to $600. Deposit $600, play with $1,200. DraftKings.com, promo code STU. Well, y'all really tripped me out with this chat. Y'all really tripped me out with this chat. Here we go with the first billionaire athlete, and you ninjas focusing on his ex-wife. Yeah, that's what we do. This is the Doug Stewart Show. Tight to Death Tuesday. And talking about the top 5 NFL nicknames of all times. NFL, not NBA. We'll do that on another day. Not baseball, but NFL nicknames of all time. And it's tied into Jameis Winston trademarking or copywriting the nickname Famous Jameis. Okay, so that's what we came up with that today. The number is 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Make sure you create you an account and get down with this DraftKings, man. Yes, go to DraftKings, create an account, use the promo code STEW. That's STEW. And any deposit up to $600, that means Doug Stewart, I in DraftKings will match it up to $600. Okay, once again, so if you put in $600, you'll be wagering and playing fantasy sports on DraftKings with $1,200. That's the fantasy website, DraftKings. DraftKings.com. Use the promo code STEW to get any funds you put in up to $600 matched by me and DraftKings. All right, 404-382-0338. Let me read a couple of your chat messages from my man Juan Cruz. What up, Juan Cruz? I know you were in hog heaven yesterday. We talked about the top 5 New York athletes of all times, the most beloved. I know you were in hog heaven. Juan Cruz was from Brooklyn or Harlem or one of them places up there. Juan Cruz says the truth about the host is he knows the reasons on why Jameis did this. However, he needs to throw shade at him for ratings. Shaking my damn head. Yeah, I get it. And going back to the Jameis Winston conversation, I heard a guy on radio just slamming Jameis Winston. If you use that as a reason to be, quote-unquote, done with Jameis Winston, you really didn't need a lot. You are basically fishing for a reason to be done with Jameis Winston. And that's what the guy said this morning. I'm done with Jameis Winston because he trademarked his own nickname. Yeah, Ooh, Mike D. Reddick. Juanita doesn't talk to Jordan because he's an a-hole. Yeah, and listen, I mean, shouts out to Michael Jordan for being the first athlete billionaire recorded by Forbes magazine. But we've heard that Michael Jordan is kind of like difficult. And I guess he's got that A personality like Kobe where they're just so hardworking and they believe in themselves so much and they may not even realize that they're a-holes. And I guess maybe you got to have that personality. You got to be that confident in what you're doing to be that successful, as successful as those guys have gotten. But I have heard that Michael Jordan isn't the funnest guy to be around. Harvey Scott, Doug, Jordan broke Juanita off. Then a couple of months later, he brought the Hornets. Was he hiding money? Scotty 5. F Juanita. She ain't dribbled near basketball. Yeah. And the studio audience agrees. Boom. She ain't dribbled near basketball. I mean, she got those kids. Here we go.
What?
Here we go. What? What?
She had his babies.
Okay, yeah. And here's my thing on that.
Desecrated her body. Okay, I'm sorry.
Wait. I'm glad you jumped on the mic. Hold on. You're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. Let me give you my theory on child support and on what's it called when you pay the wife off after a divorce?
Alimony.
Let me give you my thoughts on that. Why don't we institute a reaction to this, or that's not the word I'm looking for. Why don't we institute a method of when you divorce somebody, the person that you pay alimony to and child support to, that person should be responsible for giving you receipts every month of their expenses. What's wrong with that? Giving you receipts every month for your expenses, and you write them a check for that. If it's for the kids, why are you have expenses for the kids and for the upkeep of the house and all the maintenance and everything for the house? Okay, say that's, I don't know, something crazy, $50,000 a month. Why can't the player or the man in this regard write a check for $50,000? Because a check for, I don't know, $2 million a month is excess. That's going in said ex-wife's pocket, okay, for her to take trips.
It's keeping her in the lifestyle that he created for her to become accustomed to.
But wait, that was when they were together. They aren't together anymore. Why she have the same lifestyle?
You know what? This is another show for another
I'm serious.
Day.
Why should she have the same lifestyle if they aren't together anymore?
Why
she need to get her a job. She need to get a job, and the man can pay her receipts, whatever it costs for the kids, and the cost to maintain the house, the mortgages, the bills. That's fine, but excess is just waste.
You are yelling, sir, and we are going to have to agree to disagree. He created the atmosphere for her to be a
when they were together.
He needs to live up to his end of the bargain.
When they were together,
more than likely the marriage is over because of his ass.
But Tree, what does that have to do with? She lived that lifestyle when they were together. They aren't together anymore. Why should she continue to live that lifestyle?
I'm not saying she should get $2 million. I can make $100 go a long way in a week. But I'm saying that she should not become the bad guy.
She's not becoming the bad guy.
He decided this isn't what he wanted anymore. And we all know that's what happened.
Yeah, she don't deserve. She ain't dribble NAM basketball.
Okay.
Thank you, Tree. And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. Yeah, I've had that before. I've had that conversation before, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. Like, it makes perfect sense to me. If really the alimony and the child support is given to the wife so that the wife can take care of the kids. This is child support. It's called child support. And to feed the kids, to pay the mortgage for the kids, for any little expenses that the kids have, the medical or whatever during the month. Say it's $5,000 a month. I mean, you gonna spend over $5,000 on a kid in a month? Huh? No, you're not. So why are you sending a check for $1 million a month? Yeah, because that excess, you spending $5,000, and then $999,995 is going in the wife's pocket for her to take trips and to live this lavish lifestyle. That lifestyle was when we were together. No, we're divorced. We aren't together anymore. You can't live the lifestyle with Michael Jordan because you ain't with Michael Jordan no more. That doesn't make any sense. And these child laws, the child support laws, and the alimony laws in this country, man, are just bootleg. Like, seriously? Seriously? $168 million? What, Tiger Woods' wife, Elin, got $500 million or whatever Tiger Woods is worth, $300 million or whatever. She got half of his net worth. I mean, that's ridiculous. And see, that's the great thing about the little new feature we've added to the show and allowing Tree to come in and give the woman's take on things, is because that's what women think. She should continue to live the same lifestyle. I need somebody to answer the question for me. Why should a divorced wife continue to live the same lifestyle she had with husband? Just somebody give me a good answer. Tree's answer wasn't good enough, I don't think. Yeah, I don't think it was good enough. No, you're not together no more. You can't continue to take advantage of the benefits of being my wife. We aren't married anymore. That doesn't make any sense. Where do they do that at? You didn't want to be married. You didn't want to work it out. So you didn't want to work it out. You want to be by yourself. People by themselves, they get 9 to 5s. People by themselves, they get a job. Yeah. And they go out and they make money for themselves. Okay? So, yeah, I have no problem with all monies that are due to wife to take care of the kids and the upkeep and all of those things. I talked about those a couple times in the last segment. But this excess $1 million or $168 million is crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Like, how much money you need to live for the rest of your life? You don't need $168 million. You didn't make that. You didn't dribble. And it's crazy. I got on this little tirade talking about this, but that's real talk, man. And it doesn't make any sense. Just show me some receipts. Show me some receipts. Like my expenditures when I go on a trip. I get an allowance to buy meals or for a cab or whatever when I travel on a business trip. Same thing. Same sentiment. I mean, it's not hard at all. You're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, and I know some women are pissed off right now. What are your thoughts? Give me a good reason. And we got Kim Jane and a lot of people in the chat room. Give me a reason. Make me understand why someone that's not married to the guy should live that same lifestyle. And we're talking in the instance of one of these mega rich athletes or entertainers or whatever, and you see them the wife broken off with half of their assets. That doesn't make sense at all. I mean, you know it don't make sense. Give me a good reason on why it should make sense or why it does make sense. I'll listen. You can change my mind. No, trust me, I've had this debate with people in the past. Knock down, drag out. Common sense says, show me some receipts. And I got you. Show me your monthly receipts and we good. It's really simple. All right, when we get back from the break, man, on the Doug Stewart Show, I'm going to read some of your chat. I know y'all got some comments about this whole child support stuff. How do we even get into that? Oh, Michael Jordan. Also, man, check me out on Twitter and retweet today's lucky tweet. As I already posted, so just retweet that and get your lucky numbers and your stew magic. Yes, sir. When we get back from the break, didn't even get a chance to talk about it, but we'll briefly talk about James Harden. And also, we might get into this Aaron Hernandez story, man. This dude has been wilding out. Don't go away. This is the Doug Stewart Show. What is 911 Tax Relief? It's a tax relief company that can help you reduce or remove your IRS or state tax debt. They'll help stop bank levies and wage garnishments by implementing offers in compromise or penalty abatements. 911 Tax Relief is a tax relief company, but they're different from the others. Their experts are licensed, enrolled tax agents, and they also have more than 12 years' experience helping people solve their tax problems. They're a tax relief company that understands how the IRS works, and they'll also put that knowledge to work for you, so they can get you the best possible settlement or solution to your tax problems. Highly rated by the Better Business Bureau, and they've helped thousands of people solve their tax problems. So, don't play around. Click on their link on my website and let 911 Tax Relief help you in your situation with Uncle Sam.
The Doug Stewart Show.
The place where the real players play.
We're sorry, the number you have dialed is not in service.
The Doug Stewart Show.
That's a brand name. Like Pepsi, that's a brand name. I stand behind it. I guarantee it.
The Doug Stewart Show.
If you ain't stewing, what the hell are you doing? Yeah! Fantasy sports fans are winning huge cash prizes every day at DraftKings.com. America's favorite place to play daily fantasy sports. Daily fantasy means no season-long commitments. Play whenever you want. Just pick your sport and draft your team. It's like a new season every time you play, so you're never stuck with the same players. Last year, $300 million were won at DraftKings.com, and you could be next to win big. Go to DraftKings.com now and enter promo code STU to play for free. That's STU for free entry now at DraftKings.com. Also, if you use promo code STU, DraftKings will match your initial deposit up to $600. Deposit $600, play with $1,200. DraftKings.com, promo code STU. Welcome back to the Doug Stewart Show. And oh my gosh, what have I started? Oh boy, I'm opening up a big ass can of worms. Tree just cussed me out. He just cussed me out in the studio. That's fine. This is the man show. You're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. Ooh. Yeah. Tree made up, so what do you think about and talking about this whole child support and divorce stuff and Juanita Jordan getting $168 million. So she was like, what about if it's the other way around, if a wealthy woman divorces her broke husband? And that's fine, same thing. I mean, I'm very, very, in agreement with the whole point of vice versa as well. All right, if the guy divorces the wife, he shouldn't have to be able to live the lifestyle of the wife as well if she's rich. That's not change. I hadn't flipped it just because it was the other way around and I'm sticking up for men. No, I'm not. I'm very consistent in that. Very consistent. The number is 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Coming in at number 3 on my list, the top 5 NFL nicknames of all time. And we're going to read a lot of your chat here in a second. And talk a little bit about some of these stories in the world of sports. But coming in at number 3 on my list is Michael Irvin, a.k.a. the Playmaker. I mean, the man made plays. When he needed to make plays, or when the Dallas Cowboys needed him to make a play, he usually made them. Thus, a fantastic nickname, the Playmaker. That's right. Michael Irvin comes in at number 3 on my list. You've heard the news. James Harden suspended for 1 game for kicking LeBron James in the ding-ding, which was clearly a violation of man law. You can't kick another man in the ding-ding. And it wasn't even a situation like it was a mistake. Like he clearly meant to do it. Like, who does that? And the only person that's ever done that on record that I can remember is Dennis Rodman. But, he had a couple of screws loose. So you kind of could understand. But, like, men don't do that. Men don't do that. And I don't know what happened to Harden for that split second. He just lost it. Temporary insanity or whatever they used to call back in the day. But he had some of that temporary insanity stuff, because that was bad. And I almost think that he should get suspended for more than that. And they had a couple of fights last night in the NBA. The Phoenix Suns got into a little skirmish as well on the court. So these guys are getting chippy lately over the last couple of weeks. But that was just bad, man. I lost a little bit of respect. And I love Harden. I love his game. I love the fact that he's, really taking the bull by the horns as far as being the leader for that Houston Rockets team. And I like the fact that he's able to display his skill set. I talked about this yesterday a little bit. But, I mean, that's just not cool, man. I mean, they don't even do that. Do they do that in wrestling? Wrestling's theater, totally. I don't think they even do that in wrestling. Like, they used to kick you in the midsection, but it was like the stomach. And even wrestlers, even Dirty Dick Murdoch and Ravishing Rick Rude or nobody like that, they never kicked another man in the ding-ding. So I just really didn't like that once at all, that stuff at all. I didn't like that at all. I'm going to tell you a little bit about this story about Aaron Hernandez. It's just unbelievably crazy. But Aaron Hernandez has evidently been down this road before, and I'll tell you a little bit more about that in a second. The number is 404-382-0338. You can also email me at Doug@thedougstewartshow.com. From Max Jones III. Okoye wasn't the same after Atwater rocked him on Monday Night Football. Never heard from him again the following NFL season. Atwater and Ronnie Lott were headhunters back in the day. And hitting a guy like Christian Okoye high like Atwater did on that hit is it all a mindset. You got to believe you're going to run through the guy. You can't go up there timid and tiptoeing and try to be careful about it. No, you got to basically say to yourself, I'm about to run through a brick wall. And it's kind of like, I guess, in karate when you chop a board or whatever. You got to imagine chopping through the board. And that's exactly what Steve Atwater did, man, on that hit against Christian Okoye. And if you haven't seen it, if you're a greenhorn, if you're young, you can Google it. You go to YouTube and you can see it. Just unbelievable. And keep in mind, Christian Okoye is going 6'1", 260, 270 pounds. And he wasn't no punk either. I'm talking all of this stuff about Okoye, about that hit that Atwater made, but Okoye was a damn solid back in the NFL. I mean, he wasn't like some guy that just, was a hanger-on on a team or whatever and got a check. He was very solid. I don't know if he was a Pro Bowler, but he was solid. From K3000, Doug, remember Pat Riley trademarked three-peat a minute ago? If my Heat had won against the Spurs the second time, Riley would have gotten paid. Yeah, it's kind of like you're making a wager, this whole thing about Jameis Winston trademarking the nickname Famous Jameis. It's kind of like you're placing a bet. You're placing a bet. This is like an investment. It's nothing right now. It's worth nothing right now, really, but you're placing a bet that you're going to do good in the NFL, that your brand is going to get bigger, and you're going to be able to put said nickname on T-shirts, hats, whatever, and sell them. I mean, that's what it's all about. It's business. It's not personal. It's business. From that ninja. When Murray is healthy, he is a beast. Only issue is the injury for him. Yeah, I agree with that 100%. Younger brother, top nicknames, Fred the Hammer Williamson, Ed Too Tall Jones, Ragib Rocket Ishmael, Beast Mode and Sweetness, Harvey Scott. What's up, the Rocket players? They love some nuts. Oh, my gosh. They love some nuts. Yeah. They got some type of nut infatuation. If you remember what happened with Dwight Howard a couple of weeks ago, he won the first BPA on the Doug Stewart Show. Did we nominate James Harden yesterday for a BPA? Did we do it? I think we did. If we did, make sure we do that. We mark it down, and he's already in the running for the BPA on this Friday, the Boiled Peanuts Award. From Niner for Life, Lynch, AP, Forte, Gore, Bell, McCoy, Charles Foster are all better than Murray. Lynch, definitely. Forte, questionable. Gore, questionable. Bell, questionable. What Bell is that? What Bell are you talking about? LaShawn McCoy, definitely. Jerome Charles for Kansas City, definitely. Foster. And Foster's kind of, I'm forgetting who Foster is right now. Not sure. But you gave me a couple of guys that you think are better than DeMarco Murray. And I agree on half of them. One or two of them, I don't even know who the hell they are. But real people music. Man, what is in the water in Houston? That keeps folks on people's ding-a-lings. Yeah, I don't know. Something else is going on that we don't know about. Something is definitely going on with the Houston Rockets players talking about and touching ding-dings and all of that type of stuff. The number to the show is 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Reading a lot of your chat. Hit me up on the chat line on Spreaker.com. This is what we do every day, Monday through Friday, from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Today is one of those days where there's not a ton of big things going on in the world of sports. So we're having a little fun talking about those small stories as well as talking about this top 5 NFL nicknames of all time. I meant to mention this a couple of days ago. Are any of y'all, and I'm talking about people that are listening to the show, obviously, and people that are in the chat room, you can chime in on this. Are any of y'all watching this new TV show, Better Call Saul? Okay, I have been. I've been basically keeping up with, I think they're on their 4th or 5th episode. And it's kind of strange for me because you remember me telling you a couple of weeks ago that I've recently started watching Breaking Bad, the Breaking Bad series. And it's fantastic. And right now I'm in season 3 on like episode 8. So it's kind of like a fine line because I'm watching Breaking Bad and then I'm also watching this Better Call Saul TV show, which if you don't know, Saul was a lawyer that had a real prominent role in Breaking Bad, but this You Better Call Saul TV show is a prequel to Breaking Bad. So it gets kind of confusing to me, and I kind of confuse what happened on Saul, on You Better Call Saul, what's going on this Breaking Bad series that I'm watching many, many years after the fact. And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. So people that remember Breaking Bad, and the reason I'm even bringing it up because a lot of people can relate and they can identify because the show was just so big. And a lot of people would tell you it's the best series ever on TV. We had a show about this a couple of days ago. Some people argued to me that it was better than The Wire. Now, I don't agree with that, but it's very good. It's getting very good. What's introduced in this season 3 on Breaking Bad was these maniacio twins, killer twin guys, Mexican dudes, and so they're off the chain. So it's very good, but I won't say it's as good as The Wire. But it's very interesting. What are your thoughts on You Better Call Saul? And if you know his character from Breaking Bad, and it's basically all of that, kind of quirky, ambulance chaser. It's a lot of good dialogue in this thing. These shows, they kind of remind me of, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, they kind of remind me of Quentin Tarantino, kind of. They're kind of Tarantino-ish. And they've got these themes in in Mexico or New Mexico, and that's a lot of that stuff is kind of intertwined and stuff that Quentin Tarantino has done in the past, and it's kind of weird and it's kind of gory and it's a lot of blood sometimes, and these adult themes. It's pretty cool stuff. So what are your thoughts on Better Call Saul? Hit me up in the chat, and I'll read some of that chat a little bit later. From Harvey Scott, Tiger deserved to give up half for wifing a babysitter, dumbass ninja. Yeah, that wasn't a good move. And I'm pretty sure he married Elin before or after Earl had passed away, right? Because I'm pretty sure Earl would have talked him out of that. I mean, she cute and everything, but come on, man. You got to have some substance about you. And not that babysitters don't have substance, but she was just too young. She was just too young, and it seemed like Tiger fell for the okie doke. Kind of like the same situation with Kobe Bryant when Jelly Bean told him not to marry Vanessa, and he did it anyway. He's just young, dumb, and full of, the other half of that phrase. And that's exactly what Tiger got caught up into. Eugene Jackson, name one thing the public goes to pay to see Juanita Jordan on Tree. Yeah, Tree. She don't dribble damn basketball. Talking about Juanita Jordan. And people don't see a dime to to see her do anything. Wash dishes. No, that was probably kind of sexist just now.
I am trying to respect you as my employer.
Tree.
People will pay her if that woman ever, she could go to Bravo or NBC right now and say, I'm ready to do my tell-all.
Well,
you think people wouldn't pay?
She just needs to do that then and see how much she can make from that.
She's classy.
You know,
she don't got time for that nonsense.
You know the great Bernadette Stanzas? We talked about her a couple of days ago. The great Thelma from Good Times.
Yes.
Thelma, has this circuit where she goes around to events and sets up a little booth, and she signs some book that she wrote 10, 15 years ago. And you know what? That's an honest living. That's an honest living. So Vanessa need to get on the book signing circuit. Yeah, see how many people sign or want to pay for an autographed signature in her damn book. She ain't dribble NAM basketball tree. And that's the new saying. She ain't dribble NAM basketball. None. Thank you, Shree. Yeah. Come on, man. Y'all ain't married no more. Why should you continue to live this lavish lifestyle? That doesn't make sense. From Rough Buff, Juanita smart as hell. She left Reggie Theus for MJ. And that's the ironic thing about this. I guess she could kind of be termed as a gold digger. I'm not saying she is. But you know that's the talk about Juanita. She left Reggie Theus, old pretty-ass, light-skinned Reggie Theus. She left Reggie Theus and then got with Michael Jordan. These cats got nothing in common. What about Reggie Theus and Michael Jordan are the same? That attracts her, that attracted Juanita. I know what it was. It was cash. Yeah. And she might be a great person, but come on. Let's be honest. You just mysteriously hooked up with Reggie Theus, bootleg Albie Shore, and then you got with Wesley Snipes, Michael Jordan? That don't add up. I call BS on that. Nothing in common. Absolutely nothing in common. One got wavy hair, one bald-headed. Yeah, one got long, straight legs. The other one is pigeon-toed. Yeah, they got nothing in common. One of them sucked at basketball, and the other one was pretty damn good. Well, let me take that back. Reggie Theus, from what I remember, was pretty decent. But he wasn't Michael Jordan. Juanita just hit the lotto. Yes. Shouts out to Juanita. I'm just playing. It's only comedy. It's only radio. Don't go away. The Doug Stewart Show. First of all, thank you for listening to the Doug Stewart Show. Now, if you've been listening for a while, you know that we've grown exponentially over the first couple of months. Whether that's listens, whether that's followers, we're blowing up, and you can be a part of it. If you have a company out there and you like to promote on the Doug Stewart Show, we'd love to partner with you. Here's what you do. Email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Once again, that's doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Whether that's locally, regionally, or nationally, we can get the word out. What you're talking about is middle-aged dudes that love sports and love exciting sports talk. Once again, email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. That's doug@thedougstewartshow.com, and we will put you out there. All right? That's doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Let's do some business. Yes!
The Doug Stewart Show.
The place where the real players play.
We're sorry, the number you have dialed is not in service.
The Doug Stewart Show.
That's a brand name. Like Pepsi, that's a brand name. I stand behind it. I guarantee it.
The Doug Stewart Show.
You ain't stewing. What the hell are you doing? Yeah! This your boy Doug Stewart for my folks at System 5 Electronics. They're proud to offer my listeners here in the Metro Atlanta area all the way down to Macon, Georgia, the most affordable home security monitoring systems, featuring smart solutions for that busy lifestyle you lead for as low as $16.50 per month. Here's some of the reasons why you should choose System 5.
Hi, I'm Maceo Brown, President and CEO of System 5 Electronics. We take pride in making sure that security is the number one thing that we do. And thanks to you, the customer that has supported us, we have grown this company in Southwest Atlanta, where we're creating jobs and opportunities.
Not only is their monitoring station here in Atlanta, but they also install the most advanced, up-to-date alarm systems where you can access cameras, lights, door locks, thermostats, and other devices remotely with your smartphone. 24/7 technical support, plus the lowest service call fees in the business. And check this, you own the security alarm system once it's installed. And you get direct access to the owner if you ever got a problem, Mr. Maceo Brown. Click on the banner on the Doug Stewart Show website or app for more details, or give them a call at 404-756-0736. Again, that's 404-756-0736, or online at System5electronicsinc.com. That's System5electronicsinc.com. Ooh-wee. See, this is why I say that this is a guy show. And we talk about guy stuff and have guy conversations and guy themes. This child support thing is serious, man. And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. Juanita Jordan and Michael Jordan is the extreme, okay? But to a much smaller scale, man, dudes deal with this all the time. And this whole thought of child support, but you know good and well 90% of it's going in some woman's pocket so she can take a vacation or she can go out and buy champagne for her and her girls. I mean, it's ridiculous. And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. We're talking about the top 5 NFL nicknames of all time. Have y'all seen, and I'll give you number 2 here in a second, but before I forget, let me throw this out there. Have y'all seen this story? And I'm talking to all of the Stewies, the dogs and the poodles. Poodles, too. You're in this conversation as well. Have you seen this story that's been floating around with this guy in Detroit, I believe it was, that's being made to pay child support, and they've already verified that the kid isn't his? Like, how could that happen in America in 2015? You can easily find the story. What happened was as he started paying child support, and then at some point after the fact, he got this blood test, and 99.99% chance that the kid wasn't his. The kid don't even look like me. That's what the man said. That baby don't look like me. You know, that Cat Williams little skit that you've seen a lot of times online where his wife's visiting him in jail, and the kid is like white with glasses. And Cat Williams like, yeah, those older 2 might be mine, but that is not my baby. It's not. And so they verified that this man is not the father of this kid, but this woman judge is making him continue to pay. I mean, you can't get more un-American than that. I mean, I can understand something like that happening in, I don't know, some other place, but not America. And that's what we're talking about today, man. That's what we talked about. We started talking about with this Michael Jordan stuff and the fact that he's the first athlete billionaire, and then it kind of morphed off into Juanita got $168 million as an ex-wife, and she don't dribble Nam basketball. Nair. Right. And I don't even know how you spell Nair. And Nair, Naerrrr, Nair. Yeah, she don't dribble Nam basketball. She don't even got a book signing like Thelma from Good Times. She don't. And I'm sorry. Y'all divorced. Why should you continue to live this lifestyle like you Michael Jordan's wife? You're not Michael Jordan's wife anymore. That doesn't make sense. A lot of this stuff is real simple if you really break it down to its very last compound. You know, it's very simple in my opinion. Top 5 NFL nicknames of all time. Number 5, Beast Mode. Number 4, the Nigerian Nightmare. Number 3, the Playmaker. And number 2, Sweetness. Walter Payton. And I guess I mean, it really is perfect. I mean, it's really fitting for Walter Payton to have the nickname Sweetness because the way he ran was just sweet. I mean, it was sweetness. And he used to do a lot of high stepping. I remember that, and I guess maybe that's kind of why you want to call the guy Sweetness, because he used to high step a lot of times when he didn't even need to have to high step. He didn't even have to do it, but he just did it because he was Sweetness. And then I also think that part of it has to do with he was one of the guys that made the Jerry curl very prominent back then. And, you know, a Jerry curl, I mean, that's kind of sweet. I mean, you can call a guy Sweetness from that. And so Walter Payton is very fitting, man, that he get the nickname and have the nickname Sweetness. So he comes in at number 2 on my list of top 5 NFL nicknames of all times. Let me quickly tell you about this story. Have a little discussion about this story with Aaron Hernandez. Aaron Hernandez supposedly killed his friend Olin Lloyd. Back in 2013 because they had a disagreement. Now, a big part of this case, Hernandez's attorneys have been saying, you know, it doesn't make any sense. There's no motive. Why would he kill his friend? It's his friend. And in their opening statement, they used the term friend and talking about this guy, Olin Lloyd, like 12, 13 times. Basically trying to tie in that this is this guy's friend. He wouldn't kill his friend. That makes no sense at all. Have y'all heard about this? That Aaron Hernandez, back in 2013, his good friend Alexander Bradley allegedly, now this isn't alleged because a settlement was come to, an agreement was made after the fact, but Hernandez's friend that he was hanging out with, having beers with, he had like dinner with the guy and some other people, and the way the story goes is they were trying to decide how to split the bill, okay? And Hernandez wanted to split it half and half with this guy, Bradley. And the guy says, no, I'm one of 4 people, so I want to split this bill. So Hernandez didn't like that. He didn't like that, evidently, this kid, Alexander Bradley, his friend. And so they left this establishment together. And don't you know Aaron Hernandez shot this guy in the face? Yeah. Okay, so he shot this guy in the face. This actually happened. This is a true story. He shot this guy in the face. He dumped the guy's body out of the car. He thought his dead body out of the car onto this like remote construction area, very similar to what happened with this Olin Lloyd guy, and left him there for dead. Okay, so miraculously, which is always crazy to me, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, it's always crazy to me how you get shot in the head and you still survive, but it happens more times than you think. So this guy was found by some people, rescued, taken to a hospital, and the guy lived. Not only did the guy live, but the guy is fine. He just lost sight in that one eye. But Aaron Hernandez had to pay this guy a $100,000 settlement out of court. Yeah, this guy has done this before. Aaron Hernandez has shot a man in the face, in the head before, and the guy lived to tell about it, and just by happenstance, he did the same thing again a couple of years later. This is like the most unbelievable story ever. And so this guy testified in court about this whole incident, and yeah, this man shot another guy before in the face and left him for dead. So, I mean, this is what he does. He has set a precedent that he will shoot you in your face. Why are we even paying for this court trial, man? And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. That's something else silly. It's really very simple. Yeah, you've got all of this evidence. I mean, it's a mountain of evidence against Aaron Hernandez. And now, listen, I'm a guy that always says innocent until proven guilty. But, I mean, my gosh. And there's a mountain of evidence, man, if you've read and kept up with this story. It's just unbelievable, man. Sad. It's crazy. He's going to jail forever. And he just got like this $1 million deal, and he just pissed it away. Incredible. All right, when we get back from the break, we're going to read more of your chat, get your thoughts on this story. Still the child support conversation is happening out there, man. Unbelievable. Why should Juanita continue to live that lifestyle? That doesn't make sense. Just show me some receipts. We good. I used to love you. I love my kids. I'll take care of it if I got it. I'll take care of it. Just show me some receipts. I don't want to finance your 8-day trip to London. We're not married anymore. You forgone all of that. Don't go away, The Doug Stewart Show. This your boy Doug Stewart for my folks at System 5 Electronics. They're proud to offer my listeners here in the Metro Atlanta area all the way down to Macon, Georgia, the most affordable home security monitoring systems, featuring smart solutions for that busy lifestyle you lead for as low as $16.50 per month. Here's some of the reasons why you should choose System 5.
Hi, I'm Maceo Brown, President and CEO of System 5 Electronics. We take pride in making sure that security is the number one thing that we do. And thanks to you, the customer that has supported us, we have grown this company in Southwest Atlanta where we're creating jobs and opportunities.
Not only is their monitoring station here in Atlanta, but they also install the most advanced, up-to-date alarm systems where you can access cameras, lights, door locks, thermostats, and other devices remotely with your smartphone. 24/7 technical support, plus the lowest service call fees in the business. And check this, you own the security alarm system once it's installed. And you get direct access to the owner if you ever got a problem, Mr. Maceo Brown. Click on the banner on the Doug Stewart Show website or app for more details, or give them a call at 404-756-0736. Again, that's 404-756-0736, or online at System5ElectronicsInc.com. That's System5ElectronicsInc.com.
The best of the Doug Stewart Show.
I'd been talking about red rice and frogmore stew. Another one on the list, on number 13 on this list, is peanuts taste better boiled. Yes. And as God is my witness, my wife did not know people boiled peanuts and ate them. She did not. My wife's from Ohio. And yes, boiled peanuts, if cooked right, are the bomb.
Sports talk. Straight, no chaser.
All right, so I got to clear something up. and I don't even know why anybody's mind would even work like this, but evidently it's becoming a topic of conversation. In the last segment, I was talking about boiled peanuts, okay, that come from out of the ground, not boiled peanuts. And so, evidently there's some talk in the chat room about Doug talking about boiled man parts. No, peanuts. I'm trying to say it as slow as I can. Peanuts, okay? What is it, P-E-A-N-U-T-S? Peanuts. No, man, not boiled peanuts. Come on, man. And I see Vern in here. Damn you, Vern. Ugh. Y'all know what the hell I was saying. This is the Doug Stewart Show. This is your folk, Doug Stewart. Want to protect you and your family from life's unexpected mishaps? Then join 7. Join 7 is a prepaid legal company under the umbrella of the Protection Group. Join 7 is the only group benefit or motor club in the U.S. that offers auto reimbursement coverage, key replacement coverage, roadside assistance, gives you a current Medi-File, prescription savings, and fully encompassed prepaid legal benefits that include identity theft. They got you back. The average combined cost to purchase these benefits individually is over $850 a year. Join today and take advantage of all 7 for $17 a month. They've been around for over 20 years, so check them out by clicking on the banner link on my page, thedugstewartshow.com, or the app. Just go ahead and join 7. Yeah, yo! This is the Doug Stewart Show. top 5 nicknames of all time in the NFL. And it's a Tight to Death Tuesday. Things have kind of shifted as far as the conversation, talking about the child support laws and women living lavish lives after they divorced their husband. So the dogs and the poodles are really dig deep into that. And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. Let me go ahead and give you my number 1 NFL nickname of all time. You are listening to the Doug Stewart Show. Would you like to partner with the Doug Stewart Show before I get to that? The number 1 nickname on my list. If you like to partner with the Doug Stewart Show, and what it is, I mean, clearly it's on display today. It's guys passionate about sports. It's guy talk. And it's a lot of fun. All right. If you like to partner with the Doug Stewart Show, you think that demo would help your business to get the word out about your company to that demo, and it would help you guys out, email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com, and let's do some business. All right. Let's do some business. You can also give me a call at 404-382-0338. My top 5 NFL nicknames of all times. Number 5 is Beast Mode. Number 4, the Nigerian Nightmare. And Beast Mode was Marshawn Lynch, and the Nigerian Nightmare was Christian Okoye. Number 3, the Playmaker. Number 2, Sweetness. And number 1, and you know what it is. You knew what it was. Prime time. Prime time. Yes, sir. Deion Sanders, man. And he's also got Neon Deion, and I guess that's pretty good, too. That's apropos. But primetime is just unbelievable, man, because if you watch this guy play, there's never been a phrase that more accurately described a guy and the way he played the game than primetime. And, I mean, Deion was prime time. Nobody, and I don't think there'll ever be anybody ever broke on a ball like Deion Sanders. Yes, sir. And he was prime time in the fact that, you remember, he was basically like a mercenary. He was a hired gun. Left Atlanta, went to San Francisco. He went to San Francisco first, I believe. Did he go to San Fran first? Yeah, he went to San Fran first. Helped them win a Super Bowl, locked down a half of the field. And then he was like, took bids from the highest, took money from the highest bidder. And it was the Dallas Cowboys, and he helped them get some Super Bowls as well. So number 1 on my list of top 5 NFL nicknames of all time is Deion Sanders, a.k.a. Prime Time. Prime Time. Yes, sir. So, man, there's so much chat in this room, and I really love. Shouts out to everybody that are being interactive with the show. I really appreciate that, man. I always call y'all my co-hosts. Shouts out to everybody in the chat room chiming in on Aaron Hernandez, Michael Jordan, and Jameis Winston, and this nickname stuff, and more recently, all of this divorce stuff and child support stuff and alimony stuff, man. It's a crime, and this is a place where you can come and vent. You know, you got a guy in Detroit paying child support, and the baby isn't even his, and you know it's not his. Yeah, that baby's not mine. Max Jones III, Tree. You need to listen to Marvin Gaye's album, Here, My Dear. He used proceeds from albums sold to pay his ex-wife. Juanita didn't wear the 45 in the garden. She didn't float, or she didn't wear the 45. Okay, I got you. That's when Michael Jordan came back from retirement. He wore 45. She didn't float from the free throw line. She didn't play through the flu in Salt Lake City. Yeah, all valid. Jungle Brother, I believe Juanita should have got Bobcat money, not 2015 Hornets money. Scotty, I 100% agree, Doug. Receipts should be mandatory. If I see receipts, I wouldn't mind paying if all my money is accounted for. Yeah, I don't think, and that's what I think is kind of getting confused in this. We're not saying that, you know, we don't want to do what we're responsible for and handle our responsibility. No, what we're saying is I have an issue when I know good and well that to take care of these kids and these kids to have everything that they need, anything their heart desire, is going to take, I don't know, $3,000 a month or $4,000 or $5,000 a month, and you getting child support of $30,000. That doesn't make sense. What are you doing with the difference? And then now I'm also talking about, in a lot of the allowance to put away for a child or for college or, a college fund or something like that. I don't have a problem with that as well. Add that into the figure. Add that into the receipts, for long-term income as far as what you're going to need for the kids, when they're still technically minors and they're still under, your roof. I don't have a problem with that at all. But if I know these kids, how much a damn kid going to eat a month? And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. Like how much grocery would it take to feed 2 kids for a month? What? $300? $400? $500? I don't know. The high end, $500? Then, then the mortgage? What's the difference? Why you need $45,000 extra per month? That's insane. It's insane. From Chucktown Frank, how many dudes on this chat paid child support for years, and as soon as the child support is over, the mother acts like she don't have nothing, and the child now comes to you for everything. Oh, my gosh. All right, and I'm not just a guy that's just talking about this stuff, something I heard. A lot of you know that my oldest daughter is from a relationship that I had before I got married. Okay, my oldest daughter. So I don't want to come on here and talk shade about my daughter's mother or anything like that. I'm not going to do that. I got a lot more class than that. But what I will say is that scenario that Chucktown Frank just described, like the day that I finished paying child support, like I had a big-ass party. I bought me a bottle. I popped the bottle, and it was a big day. Because I went 18 years of paying child support, never missed a payment in my life. Never did. Never missed a payment in my life. And if anybody says I missed a payment in my life for child support, they are a liar. They are a liar. Okay? So I got that final letter saying that your child support responsibility is now said and done with, Osa. And then here comes college tuition. Yeah. Here comes college tuition. And I didn't have a problem. Didn't have a problem with that at all. But yeah. All of a sudden, check stop, and then all of the little things that they never came to you for, now they coming to you for. So you technically still paying some child support. And I think in different states, the laws vary. In South Carolina, it's 18. In Georgia, I believe it's, which that actually kind of worked in my favor, the fact that it was out of the court system at that point once my daughter turned 18. But I continue on my own free will and accord to pay for her college. But in South Carolina, or in Georgia, in Georgia, I believe if the child goes to college, I'm pretty sure you're still on record. You're still in the court system where you have to make child support payments or payments for the tuition or whatever through the courts. Yeah, so it all depends on where you're from and where you're at, which state you're in. Real people music. Like Jordan wife going to work to call the call center. Now because Jordan decided he wants to trade in his old model for a new one. I just think the women need to be a fair amount she can live on and not her present lifestyle. Yeah, just a fair amount so you can live comfortably. I'm not saying that I think that an ex-wife should live like a bum, like some vagrant on the street. I'm not saying that at all. What I'm saying is you can't expect to live the same lifestyle if we ain't together no more. I mean, why would you expect that? That whole notion, and me and Tree still arguing about this during the break, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, that whole notion of she needs to be able to live her same lifestyle. Why? The deal is off. The deal is off. Why should you continue to live this lifestyle that I'm living, and I'm the one putting up, 50 on the Knicks and jumping from free throw lines? That doesn't make sense. We're married. You take part in the fringe benefits because we're married. We're not married no more. All bets off. That's the way it should be. I mean, that makes common sense. And Tree is arguing with me, and whatever. Right is right.
Shut up, Lucius.
And I haven't said anything. I haven't said anything to the great women or say that they shouldn't get what they're due. But I'm just saying they shouldn't get what they're not due. That's all I'm saying. I mean, fair is fair. This is America, Jack. How can this continue? Don't go away, the Doug Stewart Show. What is 911 Tax Relief? It's a tax relief company that can help you reduce or remove your IRS or state tax debt. They'll help stop bank levies and wage garnishments by implementing offers and compromise or penalty abatements. 911 Tax Relief is a tax relief company, but they're different from the others. Their experts are licensed, enrolled tax agents, and they also have more than 12 years' experience helping people solve their tax problems. They're a tax relief company that understands how the IRS works, and they'll also put that knowledge to work for you, so they can get you the best possible settlement or solution to your tax problems. Highly rated by the Better Business Bureau, and they've helped thousands of people solve their tax problems. So, don't play around. Click on their link on my website and let 911 Tax Relief help you in your situation with Uncle Sam.
The Doug Stewart Show.
The place where the real players play.
We're sorry, the number you have dialed is not in service.
The Doug Stewart Show.
That's a brand name. Like Pepsi, that's a brand name. I stand behind it. I guarantee it.
The Doug Stewart Show.
If you ain't stewing, what the hell are you doing? Yeah! Fantasy sports fans are winning huge cash prizes every day at DraftKings.com. America's favorite place to play daily fantasy sports. Daily fantasy means no season-long commitments. Play whenever you want. Just pick your sport and draft your team. It's like a new season every time you play, so you're never stuck with the same players. Last year, $300 million were won at DraftKings.com, and you could be next to win big. Go to DraftKings.com now and enter promo code STU to play for free. That's STU for free entry now at DraftKings.com. Also, if you use promo code STU, DraftKings will match your initial deposit up to $600. Deposit $600, play with $1,200. DraftKings.com, promo code STU. This is the Doug Stewart Show, the realest, trillest sports talk show in America. We talk about guy issues around here, man. You need to pass the word. Tell at least one person about the show. I mean, give the gift of the Doug Stewart Show. Yeah, I mean, you'll be thanked. You will be thanked. Also, man, make sure that you follow the Doug Stewart Facebook group on Facebook. That's right. Got a brand new Facebook group, so it's like the after party. All right, the party is 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Time, Monday through Friday, all right, on Spreaker.com, the Doug Stewart Show, as well as my app that you need to download as well. But then after the party's over in about 15 minutes from now, then jump in the after party after the party. Yes, sir. On Facebook. All right, so all day long we've been talking about the top 5 NFL nicknames of all times. I gave you my number 5, Beast Mode, Marshawn Lynch, the Nigerian Nightmare, Christian Okoye. Number 3, the Playmaker, Michael Irvin. Number 2, Sweetness, Walter Payton. Number 1 was Prime Time, Deion Sanders. Let me run through this honorable mention list. Broadway Joe Namath, obviously. Here's a good one. And this narrowly missed my top 5. Like, this would have replaced Beast Mode at number 5, but I had to put Beast Mode in there. Jerome Bettis, the Bus. Yes, sir, that was a good one. I mean, that was so perfect because he ran like a bus. The colors of the Steelers' uniform were black and yellow like a bus, so that really made sense. That was a real good one. You remember Jerome Bettis before he got to Pittsburgh when in St. Louis he was his nickname was the Battering Ram. You remember that? Ed Too Tall Jones, Ironhead Hayward, the great Ironhead, rest in peace. I mean, that man had a bucket head on him. Man, Ironhead Hayward his head was so big. Like he had like a triple green dot in his helmet back in the day. You remember the whole dot system that they had in the bike helmets back in the day. Mean Joe Green, Megatron, Calvin Johnson, the refrigerator, William Perry, the assassin Jack Tatum, which that's very sad. He was called the assassin, and I think he's the guy that actually paralyzed Darryl Stingley. The Minister of Defense, the great Reggie White. That was a good one as well. You know, Reggie White was a preacher. Like he moonlighted as a preacher, I believe. So those are your honorable mentions. Let me read some more of this chat. A lot of people chiming in. Real People Music. I always said Hernandez's friend was going to out him, and he killed the dude. Just my conspiracy theory. Real People Music as well. Doug, they did my boy like that. Judge told him, feed him until he looked like you. What? Talking about the story, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. Talking about the story I mentioned earlier about this guy in Detroit who they've found out, it's been verified that he's not the father of this child, and the judge is still making him pay child support. Like, that's unbelievable to me that could happen in our society in 2015, but that's a true story. You can find it. J.B. Jennings. Doug, you do a great Cat Williams. I appreciate it, man. OG Dion. These hoes ain't loyal. J.B. Jennings. Vanessa Bryant is truly a professional scout. That ass made Kobe renege on that divorce because she was getting half. Yeah. It's definitely cheaper to keep her. You're talking about the type money that these guys having to dole out. I mean, yeah, I think I'd get past it. I'd work it out if I was Kobe Bryant. I truly understand. And I mean, let's be honest. Kobe Bryant, he got so much money that he could have 2, 3, 4 other families somewhere throughout this country if he wanted to. And I mean, that used to be very prevalent. They used to do that all the time back in the day. Trust me. 9 times out of 10, and I guess I'm kind of painting with a broad stroke here, but back in New York City and some of these big cities, you'd be surprised how many dudes got extra families. And you don't find out about it until a funeral. Trust me. Yeah, you'd be surprised. Dude got one family in Brooklyn and another family in Queens. One family in Harlem and another family in Long Island. Happens all the time, still right now to this day. Yeah, so he can keep Vanessa, keep all his cash, and have another family in Idaho. Yes, sir. Real People Music. They better start getting some women with some business about themselves and stop going for the big butt and a smile. Like Plaxico, wife is a lawyer, business owner, so if he splits, it's a negotiation and not a payoff. Gary Joyner. Juanita's fellatio helped MJ beat the Knicks. Oh, here we go. I mean, that wasn't necessary. I mean, she might not even be versed in the art of fellatio. William Wharton. When you are at the rich, it's a bad idea to get a divorce. When you're that rich, it's a bad idea to get a divorce. Just let him have his hoes. Then you can have access to all the money. Real People Music. I'm just saying we're absolving the man of any wrong. He decided to get married. Okay, that's fine. You decided to cheat. You decided to get caught and decided to leave, so you decided to pay. Jordan ain't complaining. He went on to hit $1 billion. We're complaining. Do the crime. Pay the fine. It's not fair, but it is what it is. That's the bottom line. The last sentence you said, Real People Music, it's not fair. Yeah. Michael Jordan could have did a ton of bad things. He could have cheated on her. But how does cheating equal I'm going to pay you half of my money? Yeah, I mean, one has nothing to do with the other. Yes, one has nothing to do with the other. So because I cheat on you, because our marriage is over, and I did these bad things to cause the breakup of our marriage, that equals I pay you half of my money? You know, that doesn't make sense to me. Jungle Brother, nominate Tree for BPA for thinking Juanita's $168 million settlement isn't enough. You know what? I like that. Tree, you have been nominated for a BPA. Yes!
No.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. The men have spoken, Tree. Now, I'm not saying right now you're pretty high on the list. But I'm not saying you're going to win it, but you have been nominated by the people, by the Stewies, the dogs, and the poodles too for a BPA award. Yes, sir.
Very good.
How's it feel? How's it feel, Tree? Get on the mic. Get back on the mic there.
You know what? It's fine. Anything for the show. I said yesterday or 2 days ago that Stagger should stay. This was for the people.
That's right.
So you know what?
That's right.
Cool.
Cool. Okay, great. You're playing it like a, you're a great sport about this. You're playing it like a G tree.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. All right, there it is. There she is right there. We got so much chat here. You're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. This story, let me quickly mention this story about Curt Schilling, and you heard the story. Someone, and I'm actually not going to get into that story right now because we don't have enough time. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to read some of this chat. But make sure we talk about the Curt Schilling story about somebody who was trolling him on social networks. We'll get into that story tomorrow. I'll make sure that we bring that up tomorrow. I saw a couple of mentions of it in the chat room as well. So I'll make sure to bring that story up tomorrow. You're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. Thank you so much for joining, boy. I really do appreciate it. I mentioned earlier, or at the top of this segment, about telling people about the show. Also, let me remind you one more time as well. Make sure you go into iTunes on your phone. I don't know if you can do it on your phone. I don't think you can do it on your phone, but go into iTunes on your computer when you get a second and rate the show, the Doug Stewart Show. Preferably give me 5 stars. I mean, that would help. That would really, really help. And then write a quick review. 1, 2, 3 words. That's all you need to do, and it's all good. All right? And I really would appreciate it, man. Thank you very much on that. Stagger Lee. Oh, here we go. I'm going to end up today's chat readings with the great Stagger Lee. So Doug, and Stagger Lee is a quasi up-and-coming actor, or at least in his mind he thinks he is. Petro. So Doug, is okay for talking about Craig Hayward big-ass head. He's been dead for a few years, but I'm wrong for talking about it? Yes, that's exactly how it works. That's exactly how it's worked. Yeah, that's it. And it was all in reference to his nickname, Ironhead. The man got a big-ass head. I met Ironhead Hayward before he died, and no lying. The only person with a head bigger than Ironhead Hayward's, God bless the dead, is O.J. Simpson. And O.J. Simpson's head, now we talk about heads, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. I can't say it with enough emphasis. O.J.'s head is massive. Like the last person in the world that you would ever want to get into a headbutting contest with is Orenthal James Simpson. I'm putting my hands up right now. I wish I had a camera in this studio. O.J. Simpson's head, from top to bottom of his chin, is, I'm going to guess, 22 inches long. Yeah. A ruler and almost a complete second ruler. 12 inches, 24. I'm holding my hands out. Yeah. His head is unbelievably big. And if you go back and look at pictures of O.J., it looked like his helmet was tight on him. That was actually the biggest helmet they had in the locker room. And it still looks small on the juice. And we had him in studio. For people that don't know, we interviewed O.J., probably the best interview, the greatest interview that we've ever scored on the Two Live Stews. And that's all thanks to Ryan Cameron, who brought him in for us. And we had O.J. in studio for 2 or 3 segments, man. And obviously, I'm an O.J. fan. That was my favorite football player growing up. And I couldn't stop thinking in my mind, looking at this guy sitting across from me, is like, damn, your head big. Yes. So, yeah, back to the point, though, Stagger Lee. You made a joke about the great Anthony Mason. The man just died 2 days ago. It's too soon. You can't do that about him being ugly, and that's not cool. And so I wasn't going to allow that. But, yeah, I can talk about Ironhead Hayward's head many, many years after the fact of him being gone. And Ironhead's been dead for many, many years. Yeah, he had a big-ass head. They call him Ironhead. Think about it. Ronald Cameron, this discussion reminds me of an episode of Black Men Revealed. Yes, sir! When you and Ryan hosted the show. If you haven't seen Black Men Revealed, Google it. It's worth your time. Here's the problem with what you just said, Ronald Cameron, and I appreciate that love, man. You can't really find it anywhere online. Like, you can find a lot of old TV shows on YouTube. I guess TV One made it a point to take all the episodes of that series offline for whatever reason, because the show got great ratings. The only show that had better ratings than Black Men Revealed at that time, and we were told all of this, was I can't remember the guy's name right now. Maybe Tree. Maybe you can jump on and remind me. The guy, he had a syndicated national radio show, and he did a TV show on TV One at the same time when we did Black Men Revealed. And so his show had a little bit better ratings. But after that, we had fantastic ratings. People loved the show. And it was basically, what was his name?
Was it Tavis?
Was it Tavis Smiley? No, it wasn't Tavis. They played music, and they had a lot of fun. And he's been since exiled from radio as well. Like all of us got shown the door around the same time a couple of years ago. And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. Can't remember his name right now. But anyway, so his show was rated higher than ours at the time. But Black Men Revealed, man, was just like the Doug Stewart Show. Dudes sitting around talking in a circle, round table type discussion and talking about men's issues. And people still stop me now. Man, I used to love Black Men Revealed. And we did this show probably 9 years ago maybe. And had a lot of fun with that. Shouts out to TV One for that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we had a lot of fun today, and we kept it real. I mean, just show me some receipts. Doesn't that sound like a much better idea than me funding all of your trips to Paris? And my kids just eating hamburgers and French fries every day? And doesn't that sound like a better idea? I mean, y'all can take that. Y'all can grab that idea and run with it to the justice system. Any judges listening outside right now to the Doug Stewart Show? Just set it up where they can show receipts. The guy can show the ex-wife receipts. I'll take care of it. I think that's a much better idea, man. Thank you to everybody that listened to the show today, man. I really appreciate it. Shouts out to all the Stewies, the dogs and the poodles in the chat room. Thank you. Me and the studio audience, we thank you. Thank you. Tree, great job today. Unfortunately, you were nominated for a BPA. That's fine. It's okay. It's life. You'll be okay. I'm not saying you're going to win, but you are nominated. Thank you. Great job today. Waterhead Walter. Thank you, Waterhead. Gerald Oliveri, Dwayne Vasson, my engineers, tech guys that get this thing up and running. It's a big, big operation, man. It's huge. Thank y'all for all that y'all do. We'll do it again tomorrow. Same Doug Stewart time. Same Doug Stewart channel. Peace.